Abortion is one of the most controversial concepts in American history, and it always will be. Abortion is unsolvable. The sole problem anti-abortionists see is that it's murder. Let me just make this clear, that is not my political view. That is the view that anti-abortionists see. But in order for something to be murdered, it must be alive. Therefore, the question arises whether the fetus being killed is actually alive yet. That creates a problem because the exact moment when a being is alive is a purely philosophical question. What are the bounds that determine the being's waking? If they are unconscious and can't feel pain during abortion, does it still count as abortion? If it does, then the decision of not having sex, be murdering the sperm by severing the possibility of fertilization and therefore life. The question of abortion is simply unsolvable, because the question of what defines being alive as actually being alive, that brings up another difficulty. Are we all even alive? Our consciousness is the result of organic evolution that has spent millions of years creating the most complex machine ever, the brain. Every thought, every epiphany is a result of the disorganization of memory. To understand this concept, let's take a look at basic artificial intelligence. The idea with artificial intelligence is that a machine will look at an object and name it. And then, when you show the machine the object, they will respond back with the name. If you tell the machine the name, then they will show you the object, right? So, organic brains are so disorganized and overloaded with information, it's supposed to function the same way. You show them the object, it spits back the name. You show them the name, it spits back the object. But because they are so disorganized and overloaded with information, that when an external entity is presented to you, it triggers multiple different responses, therefore producing thoughts. So instead, with the organic brain, right, you show the person an object, and instead of spitting back the name, suddenly in their minds they start thinking of the name and then maybe like the place that he or she first saw it, or multiple different things, right? It's just so disorganized that it can't send back one response. So, this is to say that the human brain is the same as artificial intelligence, which is not considered alive, but that the human brain is just extremely, extremely more complicated. Therefore, are we actually alive? All of these points circle back to the idea that the question of something being alive is opinionated, because alive, or aliveness, is no different than dead, considering human consciousness is just a more complicated version of a dead artificial intelligence. Therefore, the boundaries of whether something is alive is opinionated, and also undefinable. Therefore, whether abortion is murder is opinionated because you can't murder something that isn't alive. This presents a paradox. How can you solve something that is purely opinionated? How can an unsolvable problem be solved? The following suggestion that I'm about to give you is purely based on opinion of my own, the author. So, please take it with a grain of salt. And let me just make this clear. Anytime that I will express an opinion, I'll let you know. I will. So, you are welcome to have a different opinion than the one I'm about to give, but here we go. In my opinion, the only way to solve abortion is to treat it as a religion. In the end, religion is also opinion. It's based on faith, not fact. And we are all entitled to our own religion. And that doesn't make each religion any less real, right? Much like how we are entitled to our own opinions, right? Therefore, if you want an abortion, get an abortion within reason. The baby within reason, of course. If you want an abortion, get an abortion. But the baby can't be on their last week and then suddenly kill it. That is murder, in my opinion. If you are against abortion, don't get an abortion. But you can apply for some sort of program, by choice, of course, that treats the relationship between the parent who is giving birth to the child and the child themselves as an adoption. That way, this program makes sure that the home that they're being born into is fit for the child. And if it is, they stay. If it isn't, well, they'll find somebody who wants to adopt the child. But again, I cannot stress this enough, that this solution that I am presenting to you is extremely flawed. And as I said previously, an opinion. So, thank you for listening to CT. I hope to see you guys next time.